video 3. Now we go to page 88 and we are going to do the listening together. So let's look at the listening. 10 minutes of fame. A TV producer invited Julie's aunt to the quiz show while she was working in the Belonging to the Family. She didn't go because she was worried that she would be to answer any questions. Julie's father used to travel to the show. When he went to the show, he forgot to wear a... He prepared for the show by learning large numbers from the newspapers. The contestants were asked to wait in for the show to begin. He competed against a bus driver and a bank employee. The contestants were asked questions during the show. The show was broadcast almost after it was recorded. Julie's father won a toy elephant. So, you listen to the listening twice. I'm just going to read it once and then you repeat the video, okay? I'm not going to read it twice. I read it once and you go backwards and you listen again. So, the exam advice. Be careful to choose the right information from what you hear. For example, if you need to write a type of animal in the gap, the speaker will probably mention other animals which are not the correct answer. Write exactly the words you hear without changing them in any way. Read the completed sentences to make sure the words fit grammatically and match what the speaker said. Answer every question even if you're not sure. Now I start with the reading. So, we hear Julie talking, okay? So I'm going to tell you about my dad's 10 minutes of fame. It was when he starred on a TV show a few years ago, and it happened like this. The family had a small shop just round the corner from where we live, and one day my aunt was working there on her own when a TV producer just happened to walk in and ask her if she'd like to take part in this quiz show called The Big Question. That was a big show, you remember, when we were small kids. I suppose he thought she'd look good on TV, sort of photogenic. Anyway, when she was asked, she just refused to even consider it. She said she was afraid she'd get so nervous that she'd be unable to say a word when a question came to her. My elder sister, who was only 11 at the time, told her she should go because it was the chance of a lifetime. But no one could say anything that make her change her mind. Just by chance at that moment, my dad walked in. Well, he saw his opportunity and offered to go on the show himself. Anyway, the producer agreed, and a couple of weeks later, my father took a hired car because ours was very old and he drove in the TV studios. I don't think he trusted the trains to arrive on time, but I reckon there must have been quite a chance he'd got stuck in the traffic. You know what it's like around London. Well, anyway, when he got there, he suddenly realized that he'd left his tie behind, so he had to ask the producer if they got a spare one at the studio he could borrow. Anyway, he was told he didn't need one, or a jacket for that matter either. Oh, and I forgot to say he didn't really study for the show, you know, by reading encyclopedias and so on. In fact, I don't think we've never had an encyclopedia in the house, though I did suggest buying one of the occasion. I suppose he could have gone online, but as far as I know, he didn't. He told me later that the only thing he'd done was what he always did in the evening, which was read the popular press that we hadn't sold during the day and pick up lots of trivial facts. Anyway, later what he told me was that before the show he stood around with the other participants in somewhere called the Green Room, where they chatted to each other and were given something to eat and drink, and they got to know each other a bit. My dad felt a bit intimidated, I think, because the other competitors seemed very confident and looked really keen. My dad was expecting them to be doctors or lawyers or something, but in fact, although one of the women really was a university lecturer, the others were a bus driver and somebody who worked in a bank, so quite a mixture. When the show started, I think my dad felt quite lucky and very surprised to be able to answer his questions, which were all about general knowledge and nothing too specialized, because he actually managed to win. Anyway, he did the show, which was recorded, and all of us were longing to see him in it, especially as we knew he'd won. We thought it'd be broadcast like the following week, so it'd be really up to date, but in fact it came on nearly 2 months later, and we almost missed it because we'd almost forgotten about it by then. But it was good because 4 weeks after, people were stopping my dad in the street and saying, "Didn't I see you on The Big Question?" Finally, though my dad didn't become a millionaire or come home in a sports car, unfortunately, but he did win a big television with a wide screen. We've still got it at home, and it's great for the football, and a big fluffy elephant which he gave to me. They were pretty impressive prizes for us then. Well, for me, because I was still quite small. So that was my dad's 10 minutes of fame. I wonder what mine I'll be. Okay? What mine will be, sorry. What mine will be. So, that was the listening. Now you can listen to it one more time and write the answers, and I will tell you then the answers. So stop the video after the second listening. Good, I hope you listened twice. Now I tell you the solution. Number 1 is shop. Number 2 is nervous. Number 3 is hired car. Number 4 is tie. Number 5, trivial facts. Number 6, the green room. Number 7, university lecturer. Number 8, general knowledge. Number 9, 2 months. Number 10, big television or big TV. Okay? If you made a mistake, listen one more time, okay? Good. Now we go to exercise number 3. How would you feel if you were invited to take part in a quiz program? What would you like to win? And have you ever won anything in a competition? Now you take your exercise book and you write it, the answers. Not long, just a few sentences. Take a picture and send it on our WhatsApp chat, okay? Then I'll send you now in the WhatsApp chat a worksheet for add in on. You do that exercise, you take a picture and you send it on the chat, and that's the end for today. So, write number 3, take a picture, send it. I'll send you a worksheet on the WhatsApp group. You do the worksheet, and that's the end of our lesson today. Bye-bye.